Welcome back to my channel. I'm Spider, and in this video we're going to be breaking down our round of 16 battle against It's Whatever and his Sacramanto Nidokings. Gonna take a swig of water. Actually, I'll take this. Oh, never mind. I don't really care. All right. Yeah. So we were able to narrowly escape with a victory last week against Keegan. It was a 4-0, but it was much closer than that differential suggests. So that was pretty cool. But this week, it's a new week, new game, going up against the Nidokings. If we win, we are in the top 8. If we lose, our run is over, unfortunately. So we're going to try our darndest, our very darndest, to come out with a win here. My opponent has a team of Garchomp, Clefable, Terra, Heatran, Tauros, Paldea, Aqua. As you can see, the little blue accents on it, just barely, on that graphic. Weavile, Regieleki, Ursaring, and Muck. I am going to be honest, I don't totally hate this matchup. I think it is one of my better matchups as far as the 5 games. I don't want to sound like a broken record and say, oh, it's a bad matchup or something like that. I don't think any of my games have been particularly bad. Last week was kind of rough, but we got a little lucky with the hacks. But this one, I honestly don't think it's a terrible matchup for us. And it's just gonna come down to a few things. So, looking at his team, he obviously has the hazard removal with the Regieleki. That is his only hazard removal, but it's pretty solid against my hazard setters, which are Empoleon, Screamtail, and Greninja. Obviously, if I'm Protean, I go for Spikes. That's nice, but I don't really hit it very hard back, and it can Rapid Spin on me still. And I don't have any natural Ghost types, so that's a thing. I definitely expect the Regieleki. I'm expecting Muck as well. I believe we've seen a Muck once before in this tournament already. It resists Okidoki's dual stab. It's nice for Greninja. It's just a decent pivot. It's also nice for Serena. I believe it gets knockoff. I'm not totally sure on that. And while I'm here, I might as well just open up Showdown because I'm going to need this anyway. So yeah, Weavile is really cool. It's a fast ice type. I believe it got knockoff back after DLC. I don't think it gets triple axle though, but obviously with the loaded dice, Icicle Spear is still that could be a possibility. Oh shoot, hold on. Yeah, I don't think triple axle is a thing. It can still go for Swords Dance. Obviously, it gets Ice Shard for priority. Does get knockoff again, so it's definitely a threat for sure. Clefable could do a few different things. Obviously, Magikarp Unaware. Either of those abilities are going to be pretty annoying to deal with. It can set up. It can be just annoying with knockoff and Thunder Wave. Oh, it started raining in game. Maybe that's a bad omen. Gets set up rocks. It can Wish Pass. I don't think it gets Teleport anymore. But Garchomp is Garchomp. It's going to be annoying. It did get Scale Shot back from the DLC, so that could be an option. Terra Heatran is very interesting. I'm going to be honest. I'd rather him be Terra Heatran than Terra Regieleki, because Terra Regieleki is so annoying. I don't even think it's allowed, to be honest with you. There are some Terra bans, and Regieleki was probably one of those. But Heatran can be a few different things. I think on this team, if anything, either Garchomp or Heatran would be the best 2 Terra options if Regieleki was banned, which again, I believe it is. I'm expecting either Water or Flying. I think either of those makes sense. I remember I was fearing Terra Flying on the Iron Hands, which I think it was. It did end up being Terra Flying against, I think it was Jorge. Because my team just doesn't really deal with flying types very well. I don't have a rock or ice type, and my electric type is Pikachu. So flying does make sense to get rid of that ground weakness. Water makes sense to resist Greninja's water moves. I could see grass maybe. I could see fairy. I'm not really expecting fire, and probably not steel either. Tauros can be annoying with the intimidate, obviously. It can it's a pivot that can switch into a few things on my team, so we're gonna have to watch out for that for sure. And then Ursaring is his last mon that I think of any 8 on his team, I'm expecting Ursaring the least. But Body Slam is very spammable into my team. It can just spread pairs, and that can be very annoying. Obviously, Ursaring's pretty one-dimensional. I think Rest, Sleep, Talk, bulk up, Body Slam. If he brings it, that's gonna be the set, and that's what I would expect. So. Yeah, that's going to be my, thought process on this team. I think definitely a few things we have to watch out for. So, looking at my team, let's get right into it. Check summary with our Reveille, Greninja. We're going to be modest specs here because originally Surf was just a staple on this set, but I looked at it honestly and I'm like, okay, yeah, Surf has one resistance in Tauros, but the Heatran is the only thing that's actually weak to the Surf, and I don't think I think if he's in against the Greninja, even if he suspects I'm Specs, he's probably still going to just click the Terra, whatever Terra it may be. I don't think it's Terra Fire, Ground, or Rock. I think it's going to be something at least not weak to Water. So he will probably Terra immediately just to be on the safe side with that Heatran. In which case I don't really need Surf. I want Ice Beam for Garchomp, obviously. It's also a little stronger than Extra Sensory. So if I lead with this and he leads Garchomp and I Ice Beam, he goes into Clef. It's a little bit stronger and it'll help me gauge the Clefable set a little bit better. Dark Pulse is nice over Surf just because I want to get that chance for the flinch. I'm going to be honest, that's just what it is. You know, hacks is part of the game. And while I don't wish it upon my opponent, 30% chance is a 30% chance. So, you know, it's not really strong against anything on his team. But if you factor in the flinch chance, it is technically more spammable in my opinion than Surf. Because he's got 3 resistances to it, but I don't see myself really clicking Dark Pulse until Clefable's down, and I don't really think Weavile counts, to be honest, as a dark weak whatever. So Weavile could actually switch into this set pretty well, but I don't think he's gonna know that until it's too late, to be honest. Water Shuriken's nice for just priority to outspeed something like a Regieleki, a Weavile, a Choice Scarf Garchomp, or Garchomp who's already got a Scale Shot off. Maybe a Choice Scarf Heatran, maybe whatever. Maybe he runs Choice Scarf, Terra Fire, Eruption. That would be quite scary if I'm looking at it. But yeah, can't prep for everything, right? Choice Scarf Tauros, if it's really low, I can Water Shuriken it. So, what else? Yeah, I mean you got to go in expecting 2 hits, but you're hoping that you get 3, 4, maybe even 5 with the Water Shuriken. That's the hope. But we are Protean, so that we get stab on anything, and we are Specs, so it's not like we're switching up our moves, unless we get knocked off, of course. Obviously, Extra Sensory is nice for the Tauros, who resists our dual stab, but it's also nice for the Muck, if he decides to switch that into us. And yeah, that's the Greninja set. Just probably going to lead with this and just try to get off as much damage as possible. Next up is our Ursaluna, our beautiful Ursaluna with leftovers. Oh, I didn't talk about the EV spread. We've got 40 HP, 252 special attack, 216 speed with a modest nature. That's going to outspeed a Garchomp. There's nothing else to really speed creep here. And it allows me to go modest, which is really cool. Ursaluna is going to be 168 HP, 236 special attack, 20 special defense, and 84 speed. Let me think. The speed is for Clefable, and I'll talk about the set a little bit here. We are leftovers. Substitute Calm Mind, Blood Moon, and Moonlight. Obviously the speed is for Clefable. The special defense and HP allow us to take a non-invested Moonblast from Clefable after add +1 special defense after substitute. So the hope is that I'm in against like maybe a Heatran. He might Terra in front of me. Maybe a Heatran, maybe a Garchomp. Garchomp's more likely. Definitely a Regieleki. You know, if he leads with that and I lead Greninja and I just go straight into Ursaluna, hoping he goes for an electric type move, maybe sets up a screen. I don't know what he does there. I get a free substitute and I should be able to outspeed Clefable unless it's really quick. I get a Calm Mind off, and at that point, if he's uninvested, he's not breaking our sub with Moonblast, and then I can just kind of, you know, stock not the move, but I can just kind of pile on with there with that move. It's important to not reveal Moonlight until Heatran. Well, it's important to not reveal all 4 of my moves until Heatran is Terra'd, because I'm not expecting Terra Steel necessarily, and that's the only thing that's going to resist the Blood Moon, which is why it's my only attack here. I'm hoping if I'm not sweeping, then I'm taking 2, maybe 3 things with me with the Blood Moon. It's an incredibly powerful move. I only have 8 of them, so I have to be careful. I don't think anything on his team gets pressure. Oh, you know what? Weavile gets pressure. Let's look at Weavile. It does get pressure. Pickpocket is its hidden ability, so it might go for that. But it's not going to live a Blood Moon, so it's not like I'm worried about, running out of power points with that. And I don't think anything else on his team gets pressure. Maybe Heatran, but would he really run? I think Heatran. No, it just gets Flash Fire and Flame Body. That's right. He's definitely gonna run Flame Body, by the way, which is something to keep in mind. But yeah, basically we Blood Moon. We can't Blood Moon the next turn. That's why Moonlight's there to kind of help us with that. It's got already great physical bulk, base 120 defense and 113 HP. So I can take most physical hits. Hoping to force a switch and hoping to set up on that Clefable. If he's unaware Clefable, that's going to suck. I'm just going to be honest. It's going to suck. I'm hoping he's Magic Guard, though. So, let's move on from there. Next up, we have the Serena. Protective pads with 248 HP, 108 defense, 96 special defense, and 56 speed. So, let me just do a quick calculation here. The speed is for the Heatran. I want to be able to outspeed that Heatran. Because if he has Terrid, I want to be able to try to get a knockoff off if I'm sacking this thing, or try to get a rapid spin off, whatever it may be, because that's going to be important. The defense, I believe, is for a Garchomp who's clicking Poison Jab. Now, obviously, Poison Jab has the chance to poison me, but in that situation, there's really not much we can do. Yeah, we can live 2, if we're at full health, we can guarantee live 2 Poison Jabs from full if he's max attack Jolly. No boosting item, which is really cool. And then the rest is just, like I said, into speed and special defense. Trying to get a little bit of bulk so I can take Fable's hits a little bit better, Regieleki's hits a little bit better, maybe even the Heatran. Not saying I want to stay in against a Lava Plume, but if I have to, I have to. And then the protective pads is mainly there so that we don't get impacted by Garchomp's rough skin. It could potentially hold a Rocky Helmet as well, and we don't have a chance to get burned by the Flame Body. So this is kind of my pseudo Garchomp answer. It's really nice for Tauros as well. It's really nice for Ursaring, I suppose, just lowering that thing's attack. Knocking off its Eviolite would be great. Synthesis is great as well, just to get some health back. We are Impish Nature. I don't know if I mentioned that. Queenly Majesty, obviously, will help against the Weavile if I have like 2 rapid spins off and he tries to, and I'm low, and he tries to Ice Shard me. That could be huge. Could be. Possibility. Aqua Jet Tauros, but I don't think that's killing me even if I'm at like 3%, so that's probably not going to come into play, but Ice Shard, it might come into play. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Those are probably my EVs right there. Yeah, very cool. Poor little Oak. Okay, so yeah, that's the Serena, mainly there for the Garchomp. I can switch into Garchomp if he tries to spike up. We can rapid spin. No natural Ghost type on his team. I'm not really expecting Terra Ghost on the Heatran, to be honest, because that just it doesn't really protect against Greninja because I can just Dark Pulse it. What else? Yeah, and we don't get affected by the rough skin. That's why the protective pads are there. So that's really helpful. If he is Swords Dance Scale Shot, good on ya. We're gonna try to deal with it in other ways. And yeah. So next up is our Okie Dokie. I'm pretty excited about this set. I'm not gonna lie. 232 HP, 252 attack, and 24 speed. I think that speed is just so that Heatran, if a Heatran is speed creeping me, I get to go a little bit higher on it, just in case. And the same thing for the Clefable. If the Clefable is like offensive and it has a Psyche type move, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna be cute and try to speed creep Okie Dokie, I have a little bit of speed there just in case. So, Shuck a Berry for the Garchomp, obviously, and maybe Earth Power Heatran, maybe Earthquake, Ursaring. Bulk Up, Drain Punch, Poison Jab, Ice Punch. Fun little set here. It's great for Tauros because I am Guard Dog. I think Tauros could be an issue with the Intimidate. It can be defensive. It can be annoying that way. So if he brings that in, we get the Guard Dog +1. He could bring Cudchew if he wants with like a Bulk Up set. That could be fun, I think. But I'm going to hope he brings Intimidate just for the fact that this thing can really take advantage of it. Like I said, just bulking up on that thing. It can't really do much. Drain Punch gives me health back. We do have to be cognizant of Flame Body Heatran, I understand that, but there's not much I can do about it, to be honest. Shuck a Berry obviously is there for the Garchomp. Now, if he is defensive, I should still be able to knock him out at +1 with the Ice Punch, for sure. If he's like Yache Berry, that might change things. But if he's Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin Rocky Helmet's going to do a lot to me. If he is defensive, though, that Earthquake's going to be doing less, especially with the Shuckle Berry there. If we have a bulk up, knocking out that Garchomp would really open up a few things on my team, specifically the Salamence. So that would be cool. And, once we get a bulk up, there are a few things that are really trying to deal with this one-on-one. He could try to Volt Switch with the Regieleki, switch around, gain some momentum there, try to get a Flame Body cheeky burn on me. But, I mean, the Heatran, if it switches in and is not Terra, it's risking just straight up getting destroyed by a Drain Punch. Poison Jab is great for Clefable. If Heatran has Terra, it's probably not resistant to it can't be resistant to Drain Punch and Poison Jab unless it's Ghost, which again I'm not totally expecting. Yeah, I'm just hoping to bulk up. There's not much Muck can do to me directly, so I'm just bulking up on it, taking advantage of that thing. Hopefully as well the Ursaring if he brings it, and just getting health back with Drain Punch. This thing's very bulky. On the physical side, it's also got decent special bulk. Yeah, we're gonna try to do some big damage with this. It's probably not gonna sweep outright because it's not very quick. But I'm hoping to just break through and do as much damage as possible with that thing. Next up is kind of our glue to the team, which is going to be the Screamtail. 84 speed, 248 HP, 176 speed defense with a bold nature. Wish Protect, Dazzling Gleam, and Encore with the leftovers. My main Weavile plus Garchomp switching, to be honest. I didn't really mention this, but Ursaluna is really good for Regieleki. Without that, our team really struggles against Regieleki, so that's great. But this Pokemon is really kind of a nice little gel to, because this team I'd say is mostly physical attackers. You got Garchomp, Weavile, Tauros, Ursaring, and Muck. The only other Pokemon on his team are going to be the Heatran, Regieleki, and Clefable. Clefable and Heatran are usually defensive. I'm not saying that's what they have to be, but they're usually defensive. So that makes, if they are in fact those defensive sets, then Regieleki is only special attacker. And Screamtail deals really well with a lot of things on his team. Something I was ruminating while I was at work today, something that I was thinking about was if he's unaware Cosmic Power Clefable, that could get out of hand really quick, and we're going to have to keep either Okidogi or Salamence around, as well as the Screamtail if he is that set, because I got to be able to Encore it into Cosmic Power, or Calm Mind, whichever one it is. And if he's unaware, I can't bulk up on it, I can't Dragon Dance on it with the Salamence, I can't Calm Mind on it with the Ursaluna. I mean, I can, but it's, we're kind of risking just getting dealt with that way. Obviously, he only has 8 soft boiled, which is really helpful. If he brings Wish, he'll get 16, but you're kind of playing around with 4 move slot syndrome. If you're Wish, you're most likely Protect as well, and then you only have 2 moves, in which case there's something you're not hitting, right? So anyway, Dazzling Gleam will hit the Garchomp and Weavile very well. I can Encore things that try to set up on me, namely the Garchomp or the Weavile. If it comes down to that, if he's got screens up with the Regieleki and he brings in one of those Pokemon, they're probably going to try to set up on me, which is why I really want to try to Encore them into that, or at least Encore them into an attacking move that can't destroy my entire team. That's the hope. So, that's nice. And yeah, also great for the Tauros. It's just a nice little pivot. Try to heal up the team if I need to do that. So, yeah, that's the Screamtail. I'd had one mock with this team, and it was actually Terra Grass Heatran, and this Screamtail did very well. So, hoping it does well in the actual battle as well. So, last but not least, we have the Terra Steel Salamence with leftovers. 176 HP, 252 attack, 80 speed. That speed is so that we can outspeed a Weavile, a max speed Weavile once we're at +1. We can also outspeed any sort of Regieleki. No, if he's max speed Timid, we won't outspeed it at +2. But if he's max speed Modest or anything less, which I would expect him to be, then we can certainly outspeed that thing once we're at +2. Sub Ironhead, EQ, D-Dance. We are hoping to set up on the Clefable. If there are a lot of situations where I kind of have to, I gotta play smart with this thing for sure, but it's not gonna be like most times with my Salamence, where it's like a one and done. Like it won't be like that, right? So what I'm thinking is if he brings Clefable, which I'm assuming he does, I'm gonna substitute on it, but I won't Terra because he's gonna know my Terra. So why would he Moonblast he's either going to knock off or Thunder Wave. Or maybe if he has Encore. Clefable probably gets Encore. But he's probably going to either Thunder Wave or switch into Heatran. My plan is to not Terra yet, because I don't have to. If I don't have to Terra, I don't want to. We're going to substitute either I hope he T-Waves. I get a free sub. If he switches into Heatran, he's got to expect the Earthquake. I don't think he's going to be Air Balloon if he has a Terra. So if he's like Terra Flying, for example, he's going to Terra there as I'm going to Earthquake. I have to Earthquake. I have to force that Terra to happen. And if he's Terra, once you Terrasilize, you can't go back. So whatever Terra he is, he goes into that. I Earthquake. I don't do that much damage. He probably forces me out at that point. But I force him to do that, and I can always just bring it back in at some point on some point later in the match and try again. So this is going to be, hopefully, if everything works out as I want it to, it's not going to be like a one and done situation like it has been most times I bring Salamence. So yeah, we have Moxie instead of Intimidate because these two moves, I mean, Iron Head and Earthquake hit his team pretty well. That Tauros is going to be a little bit annoying, but if we have not Terrasilized yet, that's why I'm really preaching to myself, don't Terra unless you have to. If we're not Terra, we can play around against the Tauros, we can play around against the Garchomp, against the Weavile, we can play those mind games. If we've already Terra'd, we can't do that. So I think Moxie's more important because I'm hoping to set up on the Clefable. Intimidate's useless against that. Intimidate's great for his team in general, but I feel like I'm really going to need those extra attack boosts from the Moxie to just snowball with this set. So that is going to be the hope. I contemplated running a special set just because of that Tauros, but because of my Okidogi set, because of being Guard-Dog, I'm not as concerned about the Tauros as I otherwise would be. So, oh my god, this team builder has been 20 minutes. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm just going to, 22 minutes. I'm just going to stop talking. That's the team. I hope I've explained everything pretty well, which I probably have if it's been 22 minutes. I'm going to get right into the battle. I'm actually having the battle in about 3.5 hours. So I'm going to get away from this and then come back and we'll be ready to rock. So, yeah, I'm going to pause the video right here and I'll see you then. Alright, here we are in the battle against Antonio. Let me go ahead and give him that. Alright, so we did bring the Ursaring, which is interesting, and no Muck, and also no Tauros. No, he did bring Tauros. Okay. So no Muck, let me take that off the screen real quick. Sorry, I just kind of like woke up. Not really woke up, but I had to get up from a little bit of a nap. Alright, that is the wrong thing. Okay, let's try this again. Boom! Live editing in the flesh. Okay. No, he did bring Weavile. Okay, what the hell did he not bring? No Regieleki. Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. Let me just do this. Alright, we gotta pick our freaking... See, this is the problem with live editing, y'all. Alright. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get this done. Okay. He brought the... Okay, interesting lineup here. I did want to lead Greninja. I didn't really flesh out my lead, but I still think it's the best option for me. What if I just lead Mence, though? I'm just going to lead Mence. I'm going to be baller here. I'm just going to go for it. So we gave him... I'm hoping that we see a Clef lead. Again, I haven't... Okay, he's Terra Poison on the Heatran. Interesting Terra there. Did not really prepare much for a Terra Poison, but it makes sense because I got Okidogi. So, and it's also still weak to Earthquake, which is pretty nice. Okay, he's going to lead Weavile. So I'm going to expect him to not predict me to just stay in this form. He could also be beat up, so that is something to consider. How much does a beat up do to my Screamtail? Oops. See, I'm still, you know, as these games typically are, I get pretty nervous. Just because that's how I am here. Alright, beat up. It's saying... Okay, I don't really know how to calculate this. Is it 60 power? I don't really know. But what if we just stay in and Terra here? That might be the play. Just Terra and go for that Iron Head. But then again, that's a little risky. He could just bring in the Heatran here. If I'm being honest. I don't have Intimidate. I kind of wish I had Intimidate here. We have to make a move. Let's just go into Scream Tail. Let's play it safe here. I'm going to switch. So it doesn't look like he switched at all. Let's pull up a calculator so that we can calculate some damage here. He goes straight for the knockoff. And it does 433 down to... So it's 103 out of 433. 103 out of... That was about 23.7% to my Scream Tail. Wait, no. There's no way. Oh no, it was 130. It was 130. Okay. See, I'm already making stupid mistakes. All right, 30%. He looks to be Jolly, no item. That seems to make sense here. I would love to double. What do I think he goes into? Maybe the Heatran. Maybe the Clefable. Let's see here. I do want to double. I think he goes into Heatran here. I think that makes the most sense. So how do we punish that? Let's go into Ursaluna. It is a bit of a bold play here. He does switch. But we got to make bold plays, baby. Okay, Heatran comes in. This is really good for us. So we're going to see, is he going to be Air Balloon here? I didn't see an Air Balloon. So we probably force a switch. That's what I'm expecting. I don't think there's any way he stays in here. I don't think there's a reason to. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute. He is going to switch immediately. Maybe in a Clefable. There's a Clefable. Now this thing could be unaware, which is something to keep in mind. Here, you know what? Let me make sure the music isn't too loud. I'd rather be, like I said, it'd be too quiet than too loud. So, I'm just gonna call mind here. I do kind of want to scout to see if what kind of set this is. We should outspeed it. We do outspeed it. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So what does he go for here? I'm hoping a Moonblast, and I'm hoping it doesn't break my sub. Here's a Moonblast. We'll see if he's offensive or not. Most likely. It does fade, so that tells me, he's got some sort of investment. He could have just gotten a max roll. But Blood Moon, if he's Spidef, it looks like it's going to knock him out if he's not unaware. If he's Max Spidef, Calm Mind. I kind of want to substitute again just in case that was just a really high roll. But I feel like Blood Moon is my play here. If he's Spidef, he's going to live this. I'm going to go for Blood Moon. I don't want to take too much unnecessary damage here. So that only does about half. So he's definitely unaware. Okay. Wish. Moonblast. Okay, so let's just take the +1 off here. And it did literally like 50. So, interesting. Oh, and that means he doesn't, my Calm Mind's useless. So he went for Wish there. He could protect. I wouldn't hold it. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't protect here. And he looks to be max special defense, which is actually really good for my Salamence and my Okidogi. What do I want to go into? He might be Boots as well, since we don't see leftovers. Let's go into Scream Tail. I'm hoping he just clicks Moonblast or Protect. I'm hoping to not see a Stealth Rock here. That would be ideal. So we do see a Moonblast. It does, what were we at? 3. It does about 100. I mean, it's about 25%, so not much to really calc there. Oh, he looks to be a little bit offensive? Maybe. I don't know. Am I tripping? Yeah, a little bit offensive. Maybe modest, no investment, potentially. So he gets the Wish back. I'm going to Wish myself. He's going to switch out. He goes into Heatran. Now, what I don't want to see here is a Stealth Rock. That would kind of blow. I will not lie. He could also just Terra and go for the Terra Blast, which would also kind of suck. He hasn't seen my Moonlight from Eclipse, though, so I'm tempted to just bring that out and try to get the Wish up. A Stealth Rocks would kind of be frustrating, though. I could also go Reveille here. It's nice to have the extra Sentry as well, because that'll hit the that'll hit that Pokemon. Some decent damage. Trying to think here, what is the best move? I really want to preserve Okidogi and Salamence, so I think I'm going to go back into Blood Moon. I'm just hoping he doesn't go for Rocks. I wanted to go into Serena, but the Terra Poison Terra Blast could really screw me up there, and that's why I didn't want to do that. He does go for Rocks, which is unfortunate. And now I think his play is definitely just to bring back in that Clefable. I do like nothing with the Wish. If he's got to be Protect, right? He's got to be Protect on that Clefable. I'm gonna make a little bit of a bold play and go into Apex here. It is kind of risky. Okay, he does switch, probably back into Clefable, but I want to get these Rocks off the field. That is the hope here, and if he brings Heatran back in, hoping to get a Flame Body Burn, he's not going to get it because we're protective pads. So, this is going to be annoying to break, though. I think we have the ability to. It's just going to be a little bit difficult. So, yeah, let's go ahead and Rapid Spin immediately. Don't want to mess around with those Rocks. Let's see what he goes for. Maybe a Moonblast. Maybe just a Wish. I'd love to get some knockoffs off and try to get rid of some items here. He is going to go straight for the switch out. And back into the Heatran. So we will outspeed here. I'm tempted. I am sort of tempted to just go for a knockoff here, because if he does Will-O-Wisp, that's obviously a problem. So he's got leftovers. I sort of just want to knock these off. I don't really want to switch into anything. At this point, the Ursaluna is pretty useless until that Clefable gets either gone or below half. So I believe I am just going to make the knockoff play, because if he predicts my switch in... Okay, because Protect. Okay. Protect and Stealth Rock. I'm trying to think if he'll have Will-O-Wisp. He may just have Toxic, if I'm being honest. I really want to get rid of these... leftovers, because if I can do that, the Protect is not as annoying. So I'm just going to make that play. If he wants to predict my switch and go for Stealth Rocks, that's best case scenario for me. He's going to go straight for that Terra here. Do we live a hit if he's not offensive? We'll live a Magma Storm, but I mean, we'll be trapped, right? So it's not really going to be too good for us. So we're going to go for that knockoff. We do very little. I don't know. He's going to Magma Storm, and he misses. Thank goodness. Whew. Wow, that was huge. I'm sorry about that. But, you know, it's the game we play, I guess. How much is that? I don't know. That kind of looks like 20%. So he might just be max HP Spidef. It's kind of hard to tell. I could go into Greninja here. Could also just go Ursaluna. Could go Ursaluna. But it's still going to do a good amount to me. There's nothing really here that I want to get trapped. But if it's going to be something, I think it's... Does it have to be Ursaluna, though? I really don't know. I think it's got to be... I still want Screamtail for the... For a lot of things on his team. Okay, he's going to Magma Storm. He's going to land this one. We'll see how much it does. It does about half to me. So that's a bit annoying. Yeah, so he doesn't look to have, like, any investment. So, I kind of want to just Moonlight here, expecting a Protect, just to get some health back. But then he's going to know my entire set, right? So that's a little bit troublesome. He might just Magma Storm again, now that I'm thinking about it. I want to Moonlight because in the he might Protect here, just to guarantee that the Magma Storm kills. And in that case, I'll at least get a Blood Moon off. I think Protect is kind of safe for him, even though I can set up. It's unlikely that I set up right in front of this thing. And he is just going to make the safe play and switch into Clefable. So this is pretty good for me. He's going to see my 4th move, so he knows I don't have Earth Power. But you know, I only have 7 attacks left on this Pokemon, so that's something to consider. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I forgot my timer. No, don't repeat. Turn off. Whew. That shocked me. Okay, so what am I expecting here? I think I'm just going to Blood Moon to kind of force this guy to do something. He could just Wish here. It's a possibility. Let's go ahead and Blood Moon. So we're doing a little bit more than half, which is good. And he does just Moonblast. Perfect. So lowers my special attack. Good news is he's unaware, so it's not really going to matter against this Pokemon. I think here he definitely tries to Protect, which is going to give me... Or, sorry. He's definitely going to try to Wish here. Unless he doesn't know the effect of... Unless he doesn't know the effect of Blood Moon. He's seen all 4 of his moves, of my moves. Okay, bro is a pretty... It's a pretty comfortable switch in, but that Heatran's still pretty strong. Clefable is a... I mean, Owen's a pretty... It's a pretty risky switch in, I will say that. It is kind of risky. It is sort of risky. You know what isn't risky? Bringing in Whisper here and getting a Wish up. But then he can just bring in Heatran, and that's pretty obvious. I'm going to make the really bold play and go into Salamence. Either he switches, if he doesn't know Blood Moon's effect, then he switches. And if he does know it, then he definitely clicks Wish here. We got that. Because if he Moonblast there, he's not going to knock me out, and then we're good, sort of. So I kind of just want to Terrastalize here and substitute. The only issue with that is that he's getting in Tauros for free. But that's fine, because he can't switch this thing in again on Ursaluna, which is pretty darn good for me, if I do say so myself. I could just not Terra and substitute. That's a play, right? Yeah, let's do that. Because I don't think he stays in, obviously. And yeah, I don't think he stays in, which he didn't. So he goes into Tauros. We're probably going to see the Intimidate here. There's the Intimidate. I'm going to go ahead and substitute here. Oh boy, this is going to be a tough one, man. It really is. We gotta position ourselves to where we don't let Clefable get healthy again. So I think my play is just to click Earthquake here and do a little bit of damage. It's not going to do a lot, but I'm expecting him to have some sort of move to hit this thing, and I don't want to Terrasilize just yet. He will probably Rocket League. He'll probably Rock Tomb. He'll probably Rock Tomb, I think, if he has it. And Terrasilizing here really doesn't give me much because he's just going to be able to break my sub the next turn, and then I'm locked into that, so that's not fun. Let's see what he has. Maybe he doesn't have anything. He goes for Raging Bull. I don't think this breaks my sub unless it does. Oh my god, it does. Okay. That's kind of surprising. I guess not. Raging Bull, no leftovers. Okay, never mind. It's not surprising. Actually, that's Choice Banded. Hold on. I'm -1. How much was Earthquake doing? Yeah, so he's not like a bulky set at all. And he might be Choice Banded. That may be Choice Banded damage. So what I'm going to do is go into, I think, Serena. That's a little bit risky. He's Intimidate. If he's Adamant, the Raging Bull has a chance to break my sub. I don't think it's worth just staying in here and taking more damage. I think I'm going to play it safe and go into Apex. I think he's banded. Otherwise, he's just Adamant and he got a greater than 50% roll on me. So he's going to switch himself. Okay. He's going to go into Weavile. I was about to say, I doubt you going to Heatran here. This is just as bad for me, if I'm being honest. Because I don't really have a switch in now that Screamtail's weakened. So that's a bit annoying. Ice Go Crash does not knock me out. Here's where I wish I had U-turn. I definitely wish I had U-turn here. Can make the aggressive play and go into Greninja. But that doesn't really give me anything, does it? I think I kind of have to sack something here, as sad as that is. I think I sort of have to sack something. I feel like if we just get a Trop Kick off and lower this thing's attack, we can just bring in Salamence, and then we're kind of in a good spot, I think. Yeah, let's just Trop Kick. Let's see what he does here. There's the Icicle Crash, and he does unfortunately miss. I'm sorry about that, man. Honestly. That kind of sucks, because that's a 2 KO, and that's going to lower his attack. Man, Jesus. That's rough. That's rough. Okay. I think he switches here. I think he knows this isn't going to knock him out, or it will knock him out. I think he knows this Icicle Crash will not knock me out. My problem is if he goes into the Heatran. I don't like that at all. That puts me in a pretty peculiar spot. He is at -1 attack, which makes me kind of want to go into OK Bro, but also not really. I could go Reveille. No, I can't. What am I doing? Shit. This is kind of risky. I'm going to make a risky play and go into Ursaluna. I'm going to predict the Heatran. He does switch into that Heatran. I knew it, man. I knew it. Okay. So here's where we get to test out how the Blood Moon mechanic actually works. So I think it's the same as Gigaton on the Hammer. I just don't know the situation with Gigaton on the Hammer. I don't know if that's how it works. If he protects here, I don't know if I can use Blood Moon the next turn. I don't want to Calm Mind because I don't want to outspeed this thing. And if he just Magma Storms me, there's no other move to click. So we're going to Blood Moon. And if he protects and I can't use it again, I'll have to Moonlight. Or something else. We'll have to see. Oh boy, that miss sucks for him. It really does. He's going to Magma Storm and miss. Okay. So we're going to connect with the Blood Moon here. Bring him down to a very low amount of HP. I don't know where this luck is coming from. But yeah, I'm not going to say anything. So he misses a Magma Storm. I kind of just want to stay in and click Moonlight. The thing is, if he traps me with Magma Storm, that's kind of shitty for me. Because if the Blood Moon mechanic ends up being I can't use it after he protects, then we're just trapped and we're kind of in a bind. So I think he's going to Magma Storm. Yeah, I think he's going to Magma Storm. So let's go ahead and Moonlight here. That was a good play. I should have clicked sub, but I mean, it's not like I could have predicted that, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna Blood Moon. He's gonna protect. Okay, so we'll see how this works then. We'll see how it works. So he's gonna protect there. I can't use it twice more. Alright, that's something to keep in mind. Damn! That's rough. I guess I'll Moonlight. And then it kind of comes down to Mind Games. Except it's not really Mind Games because I can't switch now. Did not think about that. Alright, we'll Moonlight. The Protect is coming. See, this is where I'm really glad I knocked off those leftovers. If I'm being honest with you. So I think here we're going to click Calm Mind, or I click Substitute. I think Calm Mind puts a little bit more pressure on him. So that's what we're going to do. There's the Protect. And this turn we will Moonlight. And we are going to try our gosh diggity darndest to maybe call his Protect the next turn. We're going to Moonlight here, obviously. So if this doesn't work out, we have to kind of have a plan here. A plan of attack. A plan of attack. Do I go straight into Salamence and try to get a Moxie KO, or do I go into Okidogi? I don't think it's worth going into Okidogi because I could get burned. So here we're going to Moonlight. Oh wait, I could have Blood Moon there. I'm just not thinking. Maybe this is for the best though. Maybe this is for the best. Maybe this is for the best. How many Magma Storms does he have? Because I know he's missed 2. He's also hit 1. Well, he's hit 2, hasn't he? Or has he hit 3? He's only got 8 of them. I'm going to Blood Moon here. I don't think he protects. I think he just clicks the Magma Storm. I could have clicked Blood Moon the turn before. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's very frustrating for ya boy. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. So, we'll go ahead and do that. It is up to the mind games. I got it right, which annoys me. The fact that I got it right is like... And then the fact that I screwed it up. But he brings in Clefable regardless and gets a Wish off, so... He's going to Magma Storm, and he misses another one. I mean, it is a 75% accurate move. But you're obviously expecting to hit... in that case, you're expecting to hit 3 out of 4, and he missed like as many as he hit, so... Yeah. Oh, geez, I just maxed out my mic. Yeah, I don't know. That's how it goes. Let's go ahead and do the little live editing while we're at it. Heat Train goes down. We claim first blood. That took a while to get the first kill there. But we still have to watch out. I'm thinking that Garchomp is going to be some sort of late game sweeper. He hasn't brought it in yet. He brings in the Tauros. This is very interesting because this is an offensive Tauros. He gets the Intimidate off, okay. And now we can really calc what kind of set this thing is, because last time we weren't really able to, since he just broke a sub, so it could have been anything. Could have been a lot, or not anything, but it could have been a lot of different things. So if he's Choice Banded, he's gonna knock us out here. Owen is a play, but it's a little risky. It's still a little bit risky. Does Serena take 2 CCs? It does not take 2 CCs. There's no way that thing's taking 2 CCs. I still kind of like this thing, if I'm being honest. But it's only got 3 Blood Moons left. How valuable is that really? Okay, I think I'm going to Moonlight. I can't Blood Moon, obviously. I think I'm going to Moonlight and see what kind of set this is. He does go for the CC. This is probably going to knock us out. It does knock us out. Okay. So without a Choice Band, is there any way that knocks us out? No. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the wrong Pokemon. If he's Adamant no item... What, I don't know what I was at. I think this thing's banded. I really do. I think this thing's banded. Which is a really interesting set. I think... What do I... Okay, there it is. Ah, boom. Sorry, Ursaluna. Good job, though. If I go to Mence now, is it safe to just Dragon Dance? Or if I go into Okidogi? Okidogi's kind of cute here, right? I think Okidogi's kind of cute because I can bulk up. I can bulk up all over this thing. See how excited I'm getting? Okay. Alright, like I said, I really think this thing is going to be banded. If it's not, He may be able to... Oh, I forgot about the freaking rocks, man. All that excitement made me forget about the rocks. Okay, does he go Garchomp here? And if he does, do we kill with an Ice Punch? We very well could knock it out. It's just a little bit on the risky side. Risky. So let's go ahead and bulk up. I think that's the safest play. He does switch, probably into Garchomp. But if he's Yachi, I don't knock him out anyway, so it is what it is. Alright, this is the exact situation that I wanted to be in. With this thing, we're going to Ice Punch here. And hope we can knock him out. A max HP Garchomp will not live this at all. If he's max defense, he won't either. So I'm just going to hope he's not Yachi, and we're going to click the Ice Punch here. And try to get one. Try to get one here. That is the hope. This thing is also very important because it beats Clefable and Ursaring. I was about to say Ursaluna. So I just want to try to knock this thing out, obviously. If he's Yachi, he's Yachi, but we're gonna try to do something here. He could predict my switch maybe and switch into, or expect my Salamence potentially, or my Serena to switch in. I'm hoping he does neither of those. Oh wait, I'm hoping he does do that. What am I talking about? I'm hoping he clicks Poison Jab here. That would be best case scenario. He's gonna double. Interesting. Ursaring comes out. So this is actually a perfect opportunity to just get a Drain Punch off. How much does this do? I'd say that's about 25%. Ursaring, +1. Yeah, you look to be pretty freaking bulky. And a Drain Punch may knock you out, which is why I really want to go for it here. If you're Earthquake, you're going to pop my Shucka. I don't want that to happen. If you're Body Slam and you click that, that's also annoying because that's gonna get you could para me, you could paralyze me, which would really suck. That would be really bad. I'm thinking that's about 25%. And in that case, I'm gonna hope that this can just knock him out here. It doesn't. We're very close, but but no cigar. So we should have bulked up again. That would have been the smarter play. He's gonna Body Slam. He does get the para, and that is deserved at this point because he's gotten a lot of hacks against him. So let's go ahead and Drain Punch again. I guess he was scouting for the Ice Punch there to see what I'd go for. So there's the Body Slam. We are going to Drain Punch. We're going to pull through there and get that off. Ursaring's down. And I'm not incredibly pleased with this. Wait. I'm not incredibly pleased with this because, you know, my damn Okidogi. Why is this not perfect here? I need it to be perfect. My damn Okidogi is paralyzed, which is slightly concerning. I should have got the rocks off the field while I had the chance. Serena was not going to go down to that hit. So I really should have. But that's how it goes, I guess. Clefable comes in. So I think he's going to try to get a Wish off. He may have a Psychic type move. I think Serena is definitely the play here because I want to get the Rapid Spin off. And if he has a Psychic type move, more power to you. There's really nothing on his team to... Oh, he could Wish up the Weavile, I suppose. He can do that. He's just going to go straight for the Moonblast. Okay, this should not... Yeah, it's not going to knock us out at all. And I'm not going to play around. I'm just going to go straight for the Rapid Spin. He could Wish here, like I said, but I think that's not as bad. Alright, so he does Wish. Now here's an interesting thing, because he could bring in Weavile here. Try to get that thing healthy. I think I'm going to Synthesis. I could switch. I mean, I could switch. I could switch. But I don't think that really does me much. I don't think it does me much. I'm going to go ahead and Synthesis. We do see a Protect, so we're able to call that a little bit. Now I'm kind of interested to see how much a Trop Kick's going to do to this. It can't have any Phys Def investment, so physical defense investment. Jesus, all of these Clefable sets are Phys Def. Okay, wow, alright. Trop Kick's doing about a third to him. So I think I'm just going to click it here. Moonblast isn't doing that much. Lower the attack, that's useless. He's going to Wish again. You know, we're going to Drop Kick. We're going to go ahead and click that move. Not sure if he's trying to stall us out or not. I'd really like to know what that last move is. Because if it's Cosmic Power, we're in for a treat here. For sure. He does live on a Sliver. He's going to go ahead and Moonblast me. Alright. So I think we're at he gets a special attack drop. I don't really care. I think we're at a point here where he is going to have to protect here. Yeah, he's not going to risk that. That is way too close for him not to protect, unless he wants to switch. If he switches, you know, that's good for him, I guess. But I could also kind of just deal with that. I'm going to go Salamence here. I wonder what he does here. I wonder if he switches. I wonder if he tries to pass this Wish on to something. There's the Protect. So he didn't. I feel as though this is the opportunity for Salamence to go for the Terra substitute. No, I don't want to sub. I don't want to do that yet. I'm gonna substitute. I don't want to Terrasilize yet, because if he brings in Tauros, then I'm weak to the close combat, and I don't resist the Raging Bull. I don't know what I'm thinking up here. Okay. So we've got a situation here where I'm just going to click Earthquake again. I don't really want to Dragon Dance in front of this thing. Don't want to do that, because again, I do believe this thing is Choice Banded. In fact, if I really believe that, do I just stay in and Dragon Dance? Is that my move? Because I will knock this thing out with another one. A Tauros' Raging Bull, if he's Jolly, which I would think he would be. Raging Bull. It still does a decent chunk to me, unfortunately, but we will get a lot of that back with leftovers. Yeah, I'm gonna make the play to just Dragon Dance here. He switches. Okay. Gonna switch into that Weavile. So I think he wants to force my Terrastalization here. Oh wait, if he's not Scarfed, I just outspeed him here. That's the question. Is he gonna be Scarfed? That's very interesting. He could also just Ice Shard. I kind of just want to Terrastalize here. Because if I'm looking at a Garchomp, I don't think he wants me to sub. Like if I Terra, if I Terra sub, that's kind of zero downside, right? Because if he Ice Shards, then we're in a great spot. He wants me. I know he wants me to Terrastalize. That's the only problem I'm looking at right now. He could also double. Damn, this is a tough play. This is a tough-ass play, man. This is a tough-ass play. I think I have to Terrasilize, and I'm just going to substitute. So he's going to stay in. I'm hoping he goes for Ice Shard. I haven't Terrasilized at all this in this game. So I'm hoping he just tries to get a, you know, kill off with the Ice Shard or something. You know, we'll see. And we should outspeed it unless it's Scarf. Well played by the opponent there. Does not fall for that. He is going to Icicle Crash and he misses. Okay. I don't know if that breaks my my substitute. Yeah, it doesn't look like it does. Unless he's Adamant. I have just enough HP. Well, if he's Adamant, it's a 50-50. If he's Jolly, it doesn't knock us out. I have just enough HP investment to where it doesn't. So at this point, I'm neutral though. An Earthquake probably won't knock it out. I'm just gonna, I think I just go for the Iron Head. I think I value the substitute. Well, that's the thing. Does a Garchomp die to a +2 Iron Head? So I get that Moxie. No, it doesn't. So we're going to value the substitute here and just go for that Iron Head. We get the +1 here, so we are at +1 attack and +1 speed. So Weavile's going to go down. We get our Moxie boost. He can't go Clef, he can't go Tauros, he's got to go Garchomp. And if this is a 2 KO, we may just win here. Unless he plays around with, oh, he goes Clefable. Okay. I'm going to go for an Iron Head. He may be Babiri Berry, that's something to consider, but I'm still going to click the move. I'm not Dragon Dancing, you know, I'm not doing anything like that. So, yeah. We're going to Iron Head. Is it Babiri? It is not Babiri. We're going to Oko it. So it looks like Salamence is going to do what it does best and just kind of sweep here. Unless he could still be Choice Scarf Garchomp. He could be that, but I think he would have brought it in there if he was. Now we're at +2, and an Iron Head, if he has no HP investment, it's still probably not knocking him out. I think it's still at full health. Yeah, it definitely is. I don't know what I'm saying. So if it's Scarfed, it's going to reveal that right here. But we will go for Iron Head here. I could Dragon Dance. I could have Dragon Danced, but I didn't. So Iron Head's going to go off. He's obviously not Choice Scarfed. And it's going to come very close to knocking him out, but we do not get that kill. Rough Skin is going to go off. He is a Salic Berry. He has the Salic Berry. Okay. He goes for Scale Shot. Is this going to break this? He gets 3. So this is probably going to break this here. He gets 4 and it still has not broken. That is so surprising. There's the Fate. He's not loaded dice either. Alright, so he got 4 hits there. Lowers the defense. What the heck is this thing gonna do? Is it gonna rest on me? That would be a crazy move if he had rest. I don't think so though. I'm being honest. I think our safest play is to go into Whisper. Kind of sack that. Use that as a little sack move. Yeah, let's do that. I don't think Whisper actually lives. It might live in Earthquake here. Certainly not going to live 2, though. If he Swords Dances, we're fine. We have Water Shark and Greninja in the back specifically for this. So, yeah. Yeah. Maybe I should have sacked the Okie Dokie. But I didn't want to play around with Paras. He is going to Swords Dance here. It's a good play. So Swords Dance, Scale Shot, Earthquake. Does he really have Rest as his last move? Alright, let's not throw this. Let's see what he could possibly do. If he's Rest last move, then I'm not. He can't be Scale Shot solo because of my Fairy type. If he's rest last move, then we can just bring in Greninja, and we can just Ice Beam it. So I think it's important to keep this Pokemon around, because it should live in Earthquake at this range. He's Salic. If you're Adamant, I think Okie Dokie's got to be the one. It's got to be the one. Yeah, because I think a Screamtail will live in Earthquake at this range. It does 32 to 38 if he's max attack Adamant. I'm expecting Okie Dokie to just go down here, because he is at +2. Even with the Shucca Berry, it's just not living. So that's going to knock out our Okie Dokie. And we are now going to bring in Greninja. And we're gonna click the move. If I misclick this, that would be hilarious. Actually, it wouldn't be hilarious. That would be a day ruiner for sure. Where's my Okie Dokie? There it is. Hub'em. Water Shuriken is right there. Garchomp gets no priority. So yeah, we're gonna click it. I don't think he switches. I think at this point, like, the jig is up. You gotta go for it. You have to assume that I'm not Water Shuriken. You might switch, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I think you're gonna stay in here and just click this move. Garchomp's down. That is huge. Again, this game is not like... I feel like it's not really fair because Tauros... I mean, the hacks that happened was just kind of ridiculous. The amount of hacks. It just got me into a situation where it was just really easy with Salamence. And, you know, that's how it goes. I should have Dragon Danced again against the Garchomp to ensure it, because the Ironhead would have knocked it out. In fact, we're going to switch here. Do we need to switch? I don't think we do. Does a Scarfed anything knock me out? I think he's just going to close combat. I'm just going to Water Shuriken, actually, I think. I don't think a close combat even knocks us out. Wait, it's Choice Banded. It probably does. I mean, I'm assuming he's Choice Banded at this point. So he goes for close combat, and that's going to do us in. I mean, I could have switched, I suppose. I probably should have. Terra Water. Alright, if he's not... Bro, if he's not banded after all this time, that would actually piss me off. A Wave Crash is going to knock him out, I think, the recoil. So even if he goes for that, we're fine. Raging Bull's not going to knock us out if he's Adamant max attack, unless he gets a crit. He is just banded. I knew it, like, bro, I felt it. When he broke the sub with Salamence, I know it doesn't have to be banded to break the sub, but I felt that he was banded. So we're going to get the 3-0 victory here. That was also a misplay at the end. I definitely should have just switched out the Greninja. But he also could have been Scarfed, in which case that would have been a misplay. I think it, you know, unless he got some crazy kind of crits there, we were going to be alright. So let's just go ahead and do all this. Where's the Tauros? Nope, that's the wrong one. Boom. I'm so confused. What am I... Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. No! Oh my god. Breaking the fourth wall. Boom. Sorry about that. Anyway, we're going to move on. Obviously, a hacks-ridden battle there. I'm hoping that, you know, well, GG's to It's Whatever in the Sacramanto Nidokings. I'd like to say I hope there's that much hacks in my favor every game, but it just won't be that case. It just won't be the case. And I want good battles. Like, if, you know, I want to move on, but I also want good battles. So it's a little unfortunate. We'll never know how that game plays out without the hacks. I do feel bad about it, though, because if that was me, I'd be very annoyed and frustrated because, you know, we put a lot of time into this. So anyway, that was almost a 50-minute battle, which is crazy. It was still a very intense battle. We're gonna move on to the round of 8, the quarterfinals of this tournament. Again, GG's to it's whatever. He has a really cool team, and he had a great run. But Hacks does that. It's gonna do that. Out of my control, out of everyone's control. But anyway, that's gonna be it. I will see you guys next week for the battle. I don't know who we face yet, so we'll have to see as the time goes on. So, yep. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.